Hi there, Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter. Today we're going to dive deep into the world of acrylic markers to help you decide the type of marker that's best for you and the projects you create. This video is sponsored by Ohuhu, and they have been hard at work expanding their range of acrylic paint pens so you can find a high-quality marker set to meet your needs. There are many lines of markers available, but they can be categorized into three main types: valve action or pump style markers, direct liquid ink markers, and cotton core or capillary style markers. We'll look at the pros and cons of each style of marker so you can pick the best set for you, and I'll even link to a handy acrylic marker selection guide on the Ohuhu website if you need more help deciding. First up, we have the oldest style of acrylic paint pen, the pump or valve style marker. To use these markers, you first need to shake them well to mix the ink, and then press the tip of the marker to your paper to release the ink into the nib. Before using these markers for the first time, you have to activate them, which can be a time-consuming process, but after that, it's easy. These markers usually have hard felt or plastic nibs and are durable on rough surfaces like rocks or ceramic. These are good for larger projects, as you can simply pump the nib when you need more ink. Some of these are even refillable, making them more economical. The ability to feed out a robust amount of ink makes for excellent coverage, opacity, and saturation, and great for large projects. Because of the hard nibs, they're not the best at blending and they tend to pill paper. But Ohuhu has come out with a valve-style brush marker where you can press the back end of the marker to release more ink, and it's gentle on paper, so to me, it's the best of both worlds. Let's take a look at the pros and cons of the valve or pump style markers. First of all, we have the greatest variety of nibs available. You do need to shake these before using and pump them when you first get started, but we have a hard fine plastic nib, have a bullet nib, we've got brush nibs. Now remember, you do have to shake these each time you use them. And then if you need more ink, you either pump the nib or you pump the back. You can even find wide varieties, which is great for if you do murals or anything where you want to put a really large amount of ink down. These nibs are very durable, so they are going to hold up to working on unglazed ceramics, rocks, rougher wood, unprimed fabric. You're going to have a harder time damaging these nibs than you are like your softer brush nibs on the direct ink markers. These are very waterproof, very fade resistant, and you're going to get the greatest opacity with this type of marker, meaning it's going to cover up stuff really easily. You have a great color variety. You can see here just on this swatch of our bullet and fine tip sets here, we get a beautiful variety of colors. Some of these are refillable, like this one right here. You can unscrew the back, you can refill it. There's also another Ohuhu bullet nib that allows you to refill the colors. These are tried and true. These are the oldest style of markers, the ones that we've been using for decades, probably the first time that kind that ever came out. So you kind of know what you're getting yourself into. They're fairly affordable, easy to find. And if you're working on a big project and you need more ink, all you have to do is either, press the nib to your paper to feed out more ink. You can see it kind of puddles there. Or if you're using the brush nib here, you can pump the back of the marker. These brush nib valve style markers are the new kids on the block for this type of marker, and they work quite well. And this is really nice if you're doing like a larger painting or some furniture where you want that painterly effect, but you still want to be able to feed out a lot of ink. Now the cons of these markers, because nothing is perfect, is that these need to be activated before use, and this is a time-consuming and messy process. So if you have a carpal tunnel syndrome, you have arthritis, or you're an impatient person, you want to avoid mess, these might not be the type of markers for you, at least on that initial activation time. I've had some sets of markers that take probably over an hour to get them all ready to go. So that's something to consider. You've got to shake and often prime these every time you use them. If you don't use them frequently, your nibs can dry out. And I'm just going to randomly take a marker from this set because I don't use this set too often. And let's just see if the fine nib is going to work for us. That's probably my biggest qualm. Oh, that's working just fine. Oh, that's good. But sometimes the fine nibs do get clogged. Sometimes the bullet nibs get clogged and you need to replace them. Like, see that one? Oh, I was able to pump it and get it going. Sometimes though, you do have to take them out, clean them, or replace them. Ohuhu does they do give some spares in your sets, which is handy. And then if you do need to revive them, I've got I just put a couple in a cup of alcohol here to let them soak overnight so I could hopefully clean them and get them going again. So that is, again, another con of this type of marker. The pressing and pumping can give people stress if they have hand strength issues, so you want to keep that in mind. And the nibs are harder, so they can peel and damage the paper. So if I was to use, say, one of these, a couple of these harder markers, say I wanted to blend. Now this is a high quality cardstock I'm using here, so it shouldn't peel too easily, but let's say I want to get a red to pink blend. I can kind of start to feel the paper wanting to break down. Actually, it's not too bad, but these harder nibs are more likely to peel the paper than your softer nibs. Here we go. You can I can feel the drag where the paper is starting to break down. And I'll bring it up to the camera. You might be able to see a little bit of a roughness forming on the paper. It blended okay, honestly. It depends on how many colors you have and whatnot, but these, I would say, the blendability and the damaging paper would probably also be a con of this type of marker.
Now we have the direct liquid ink acrylic markers. They come ready to use. All you need to do is shake, uncap, and paint. They have great coverage and come in a beautiful array of colors. They have brush tips, making blending easy, and they won't damage the paper like hard-tipped markers can. They're best for smooth surfaces, as rough surfaces can damage the brush tip. These markers are ideal for paper, primed canvas, and other smooth surfaces, and it's a set I reach for the most often.
Now let's look at the pros and cons of the direct or liquid ink markers. These come ready to go, but you do need to give them a little bit of a shake. There's a nice little window on the side of the marker that shows you how much ink you have left, and it shows you whether or not the ink is shook up very well. Look at that. See how you can see the different colors of ink? You want to shake it so everything is a uniform color in there. The brush nibs blend really well, which is nice. So if I wanted to blend these two colors together, it would be quite easy to do so. And they are gentle on paper. So if you are a coloring book artist, a paper crafter, a sketchbook artist, these are unlikely to damage your paper. Even working back and forth over the same place, I am not getting that feeling of the paper kind of breaking down like I do with the valve style markers. These give you a very painterly feeling. They're best for smooth or sanded or primed surfaces. They have pretty good opacity, to be honest, and they come in a huge variety of colors, which is nice. This is a new set from Ohuhu, and they are just gorgeous. I can show you here. You also have that little window. There's a little ball in there to get them shaken up. And I have to say, this is the style I use the most because it's the most like painting with a paintbrush. Now the cons of this is that before you start, you do need to shake the markers up. If I pull out a bunch of these markers, you're going to see that you can see two colors in the window. You got to shake them until they are uniform in color, and that can take a couple minutes. So it's something to keep in mind. The ink flow can slow down as you're working, so if you're filling out a large background, for instance, with these, you'll have to stop and wait for the marker to catch up. You can't just pump it to get more ink like you can with the direct ink markers. They're not refillable. At least I've not seen a refillable option for these direct ink markers yet, and they're kind of on the small side, so you're not going to be getting as much ink as you would in the valve style markers. Now the soft nibs, while they don't damage paper, they can be damaged with rougher surfaces, like if you're trying to paint on some unglazed ceramic, or you're trying to paint on rocks, stuff like that has some texture, or unprimed canvas, that would also fray these. So if you want to like decorate a t-shirt, for instance, you'd be better off with a valve style marker than one of these. But I really enjoy how fun it is to use these in a sketchbook or on a small project or something where I don't need to fill a large area with color. These are my favorite type of markers.
Finally, we have the cotton core markers. These markers are ready to use, no shaking or pumping required. They're great for artists and crafters who just want a quick no-mess accent on a page and don't want to bother with pumping and shaking. They're ready to use when you are. The brush tips are gentle on the paper and blend well. They're not as opaque as the other options we discussed, and the soft brush nibs could get damaged if used on rough surfaces. I'd recommend these for paper crafters and sketchbook artists or anyone with hand strength issues, as the caps are easy to remove and replace and no repetitive shaking or pumping is required.
And finally, pros and cons of the cotton core or capillary style markers. The first pro is that they are easy to use. That's all you gotta do. You take the cap off and you are ready to go. No shaking or pumping. These are good for people that have arthritis, carpal tunnel, or just impatient, just want a quick little accent on something. These have a very smooth ink flow. You're not going to get any blobs or unexpected puddles of paint, so they are the cleanest acrylic paint marker option. They're also not going to pill your paper, so if you are using this on thin pages like in a Bible journal or on thin coloring book pages, you are not going to have that massive flow of ink that's going to seep through the paper or cause you any problems there. I would say they're best for paper crafters, scrapbookers, Bible journalers, or the occasional users that just want a little accent here or there, but they don't want to deal with the mess or the effort that's involved in the other types of papers. Since these are not so juicy, like I mentioned, they're going to work good on thin paper, such as coloring books and Bible pages, and they are the least expensive out of all of the options that we've looked at. The cons, the biggest con I would say is that they're not as opaque as the other styles. So if we look at these color swatches here and you look at the color on white versus the color on black, you can see how when you're working them on over dark colors, they're not going to be as opaque. Working in a coloring book, that's not going to be a big issue, but just something to keep in mind, you do lose a lot of coverage on black paper. Because there's not a lot of ink just sloshing around inside the barrel like you have on the other markers. And also, because there's not a lot of ink sloshing around this barrel, you've got the cotton felt in there that's holding all of the ink. There's less ink in these markers. So you're going to run out of your ink a lot faster. The nibs are fragile, so not for like rocks or rough wood or unprimed fabric. These are going to be for your smoother surfaces, primarily paper, I think. And you have fewer colors available, and of course they are not refillable. So these are going to give you a lot of use, and definitely there's pros and cons. These are probably my least favorite markers because of the cons here. But I will say, and like this one seems to want to be drying up already, and I haven't even used these very much. They do blend well though. But you know, these are things that you want to consider. You're going to want to either store these flat or tip down, and you know, you want to store most of your markers flat, but I feel like it's really important with these so those nibs don't dry out, because you don't have that excessive, really juicy wet ink in there to keep them lasting for a long time. But again, you don't have the fuss of shaking and pumping, so these are going to be right for some people. They also come in smaller, like a thinner barrel that is double-ended, which may be useful for especially for bullet journalers. So yeah, you can find a lot of these markers in different styles. So have a look around and see what is going to, you know, suit your needs best. Also, the caps post, which I think is another nice feature of this one. You know, if you're working from bed or you use a wheelchair and you're not able to have a big desk where you can spread out your supplies, little things like that make a big difference. So just like there's a lid for every pot, there is the perfect marker for you. So I hope this guide helped you decide what that marker would be.
What type of marker is right for you? Think about the surface you want to paint on, the nib size you like, as well as the color variety within the set. Keep in mind, these markers can be used together as they all are acrylic based. I love using a variety of different nib styles and sizes on a project, and probably the best thing about acrylic paint pens is that there's no messy brushes to clean up afterward. I hope you found this ultimate guide to acrylic paint markers helpful. Thanks to Ohuhu for sponsoring this video, and thank you for watching. Until next time, happy crafting!